Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's session, we're talking about the relatively new HEC-RAS 2025. And specifically, I want to focus on the brand new meshing tools, because honestly, this is where things get really exciting. Whether you're brand new to HEC-RAS or you've been grinding away in the 6 series for years, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what changed, why it matters, and how to actually build a mesh in HEC-RAS 2025. So let's get into it. So before we get into the mesh stuff, let me give you a quick background. HEC-RAS 2025 is not just a newer version of the 6 series. It's a full ground-up rewrite. We're talking 30 years of Fortran and C++ code thrown out and replaced with a modern C#.NET architecture. Now, it's currently in public beta, last updated April 2026 as of this video, and it's completely free to download. That said, HEC themselves recommend not using it for production deliverables just yet. Your HEC-RAS 6 series is still the go-to for any real project work. But here's the good news. Both versions run completely independently, so you can have both installed on your machine at the same time and even use RAS 2025 Mesh in 6 series. If you've ever built a 2D mesh in the RAS 6 series, you know the pain. The mesh was cell-centric. You'd move cell center points around, basically trying to trick the software into putting faces where you needed them. Engineers wasted hundreds of hours just fighting the mesh, but in RAS 2025, that's gone. The mesh is now face-centric. You tell the software exactly where you want the faces, and that's it. So this is where all the magic happens, the conceptual mesh. This is where you do all your mesh creation in RAS 2025. You draw arcs and nodes, set your cell sizes, define where faces go, everything. Once you're happy with it, you hit regenerate, and RAS builds the final mesh automatically from what you laid out. You never directly touch the final mesh. Basically, everything happens in the conceptual mesh in RAS 2025. In RAS 2025, your mesh is built from 3 primary geometric shapes: quadrilateral, triangular, and Cartesian. Quads are your structured cells that follow the flow. Triangles are flexible and handle messy, irregular boundaries. And Cartesian is basically your square grid for wide-open floodplain areas. Now, what's really cool is you're not stuck with just one. You can mix all 3 in the same model depending on what each region needs. So when it comes to your channel region, quads are the way to go. Here's why. RAS 2025 uses what's called a Laplace-based approach to generate quad cells, which basically means the cells naturally conform and align with your flow direction as the channel bends and curves. That alignment gives you cleaner, more accurate results compared to throwing triangles or a Cartesian grid over a channel. Better cell orientation means better model stability. And honestly, faster run times too. Simple rule, quads in the channel every time. Once you hit Regenerate Mesh button, what's actually happening under the hood? RAS 2025 runs through 4 stages. First, it checks your topology, walks through all your arcs and nodes, makes sure everything is connected properly and nothing is intersecting. Second, your arcs generate faces based on the spacing you set. Third, the regions fill in with cells around those faces. And fourth, RAS runs a post-process cleanup, smoothing things out, improving orthogonality, and making sure your cell sizes are growing at a healthy rate. The whole thing happens automatically. And what's interesting is, after your first generation, every regeneration after that is over 50% faster, because RAS already knows your topology. RAS 2025 has some really powerful post-processing tools for each region. By default, different mesh shapes have different tools already defined in the RAS library. For quads, the default runs smooth at 10 iterations scaled and sliding, followed by split at a 40% threshold. For triangles, it runs swap edges first, then smooth, then remove faces at 0% threshold, another round of smooth, and finally split at 10% threshold. Swap edges flips shared faces between adjacent triangle pairs to improve the overall geometry. Smooth irons out sharp transitions between cells, and split breaks up any quads that aren't orthogonal enough. And if you want even more control, you can click that plus button on the right and add more tools from a whole list of options. This is one of those features that really puts you in the driver's seat over your mesh quality. Best of all, we can actually use this advanced mesh in our 6 series production work. You build your mesh in HEC-RAS 2025, export it, and bring it straight into your 6 series model to run your simulations. So you're getting the best of both worlds, the powerful new meshing tools in HEC-RAS 2025 with the stability and production readiness of the 6 series. Just keep in mind though, once that mesh is exported and imported into your 6 series, it's locked. You can't edit it in version 6.6 or 7.01. Any changes to the mesh have to go back through HEC-RAS 2025. And that's it for today. See you in the next one.